All right, my newest piece of art. Called Stranger in the Dark. Preparing tea. I have started to maintain or to hone the habit of keeping my apartment clean. And that is a challenge that I feel like I owe to myself, but also that to the woman that I want to be with, if you know what I mean. And that includes at the moment doing my dishes in the bathtub. And that's just what that's what I live with at the moment. I soak my dishes in here. And then I drop it into, this is where I make pop in. Then I drop it into the toilet. Now, how many people do you know personally that would be able to live like this without trying to change it prematurely? Because they think, it's like low life standards or something. But I'm simply accepting it. Plus, I can also take up a new position, I'm sitting on my knees now, which is something I normally don't do. And then you can judge it as, well, that's bad, or it's terrible, or how can you live like this? But, to me, it's just a challenge. I want to build my own kitchen. And I'm working for that, partly. But at the moment, that's what I got. And I rejected my father's offer to simply buy me a kitchen. He was very eager to do so. And I said, I don't want it. And he kept coming and I said, I told you I don't want it. I'm happy the way things are. I want this place to be the foundation of myself, which means I'm building it mostly with my own two hands. But of course the fact remains that it's my parents that are paying this apartment. And that's also then one motivator to earn money with what I'm doing. Because now I've been doing it for so long, it would be ridiculous to stop now. Because if you build up energy and you keep building up energy, then this energy will manifest in something. So if you build up a lot of hate towards whatever, this energy will manifest as a punch in your face, quite probably. This could be a song. Probably me. Probably me. And there's a certain challenge. I want to make music. And at the moment I realize I haven't got enough information or insight or experience, because I'm trying to outdo myself with the album I'm working on. And I'm working on It's a New Life, and also my newest creation, or that I just came up with, Crap. And if I want to bring out this album, I have to do something for that. And if I realize that I'm not managing at the moment because I have no ideas or I feel like I haven't had enough ideas yet as to how this album could take shape. And sometimes I'm working on a video for, I already have the idea that I want to make it, and then it's the effort you put into actually making it. Because just having the vision of making a video a certain way is only the beginning. Because then you have to start looking for ideas. And I feel like there are also other kinds of videos that I want to make, but at the moment I'm simply creating a lot of content for YouTube because that's what I feel like is necessary right now. But I also want to make sure that I take care of myself, which is why I slept yesterday basically most of the day and recorded a lot of videos so that today I can leave and feel good about leaving, because I did say that I wanted to go to the park and film myself playing frisbee with myself. But when you're trying to do that, you also realize that there are certain boundaries that have to be overcome, such as the fear of leaving, your safety, your safe space, your, nobody can touch me here. And it's also the thing of doing it in public. And yeah, also walking there. I feel like if I would have a bike, it would be much easier. But at the same time, I have no bike, and I'm happy to have no bike, and I'm reluctant to ask for one, because, I'm asking for it in spirit, instead of asking it to people. And if somebody feels like, I think this guy deserves a bike now, I think they will give me one. But what do I have to do for that? It's hard to say. And I think I'm doing it already simply by keeping in touch. And you see how what I think I want or need is very limited. The things that I want or need are, very simplistic. I want a bike. But at the time I also feel like I'm a bit afraid of cycling, because I feel a little bit unstable. And that means, I'm just working with what I have. But I also know that a bike would enable me to go to other places, if you know what I mean. Because if you have the prospect, or you want to go swimming at a lake, that's like 15 kilometers away, hiking there would take you probably 2 days. And cycling would take me an hour. Hiking there and back, of course. If I cycle then there and back, it takes me about 2 hours. And there's also still the hope that a friend might invite me because he has a car, and she would say, hey, let's do this together. And that's it then. And that's just the way things are going. But at the moment I also cannot have sex, or don't want to invest too much into having sex really fast, because I'm waiting for the woman of my dreams, which is the biggest challenge I've ever faced, right? It's like even bigger than doing YouTube, because the only reason I'm doing it is because I realized I have to do something to have this woman in my life. And the only thing I know how to do really good is me, right? It's like, do you. I've listened a lot to Chris Webby. I like him. I like that he's a bit also a child. And I assume that is actually one of the greatest challenges. To do you, to be you, the way you feel, and also be a bit like kinky. And also feel like it's being appreciated, if you know what I mean. Appreciated in the way that, let's say your wife buys nice lingerie, and she wants to show herself to you wearing these things, then the way to engage with her is to appreciate her beauty in what she's wearing, because she's wearing it for you. And then probably also, yeah, I mean, if I see the woman that I love in nice lingerie, what I want is probably to take it off. But maybe the reason she's wearing it is because also sometimes maybe she likes to just hide herself a little. Because I actually need nothing on a woman, I mean on that woman, and probably also not on any other woman. Now I'm doing something smart, I'll show you. Now this is peanut butter or peanut mousse, and I'm going to put it in here, and then this is already getting loose, so I'm using also the soap water, the lukewarm soap water, to soak, so that later I can just peel this off. And then I do this with this also because I'm going to use it for jam or something later. And this I'm just going to put in because then it knows where to be. Yeah, so sometimes you feel like people that suddenly get a lot of attention or fame, they lose their inner child and they try to be like super aggressively masculine. But that's a really empty road, because you cannot maintain that, this aggressive, I'm a man, I have to protect myself kind of way of life. And I really truly think so. So I believe what's important is to always have the child in the room, which is also a message to government officials or people that are in the position of making choices for a lot of people, such as mayors or CEOs. That it's not just about, the GBP, I think that's how it's called. Making a lot of money. It's about, what does this choice mean for the children of the future, for the children of tomorrow, for the children of 100 years? Which is why greed should also be directed towards life and not just about, possession and more power, because more sometimes, is basically less. If you have more of one thing, you're going to have less of the other. And if you have a lot of anger, you're going to have less love, which is something you have to work on, which is the challenge, basically. And one way of loving yourself is keeping your apartment clean. And that's the hardest thing of all. Actually, I want to let this dry off. I think to me it's important to just let it stand and then do it another time. But on the other hand, when it's done, it's done. I see, it's so hard to understand what I'm supposed to do today. But I'm just going to push through. Yeah, I'm just going to, I've tried now twice and I don't want to do it. So I know my feeling is guiding me. Pack your shit and leave. And I want to... Well, there it goes. You know, that was just stuff from dishwashing. All right. Cheers.